What's up, guys? Chaz here, bringing you your Amazon for Beginners course. Welcome to Module 1, Lesson Number 1. In this lesson, we're going to talk about the most important aspect of any business, especially you as an owner, and that is your mindset. So let's dive into this topic real quick. And it's not going to be one that is fun. It's not the fancy part. It's not talking about profits or anything like that. With a reselling business, this is not going to be an easy road. And you need to make sure that you have your mindset right when you enter this so that you don't get discouraged and quit after 6 months. The number one reason why I believe most people quit is because of false expectations. Whether you're watching YouTubers or people on Instagram, you're watching all their huge flips they're doing, all the cash they're making, all the big fancy sales numbers. These are all highlight reels. So you have to understand that when people are posting on social media, no one wants to share the crappy parts. No one wants to share the late nights. This video is even being recorded at 9 p.m. when I would rather be at home spending time with my family, but this is something that's important to me to produce for you guys. You've got to have that mindset to put in the extra effort. You cannot come into this type of business or any business with an employee mindset. What does an employee mindset even mean? I look back at when I worked my first job at Quiznos. I would put in just enough effort in my work to get paid and not get fired, and to be able to show up again the next day and do bare minimum just to collect that paycheck every 2 weeks. Just enough that my boss never pointed at me and thought, wow, he's a really hard worker. It was just enough to squeak by and get my paycheck and not get fired. If you come into a business and want to be a business owner now and run your own show, create your own schedule, have that time freedom, you cannot operate that way. You are going to be the one that puts in the late nights. You are going to be the one that even after working a 10-hour shift at your regular job and spending a little bit of time with your family, you are the one that's going to be up until midnight or 1 or 2 in the morning working on your side hustle, which is reselling. Employee mindsets do not work when you are a business owner. And I've learned firsthand that if I would have hired my 18-year-old self, I would have fired that kid real fast. So as you enter this series that we're diving into together right now, teaching you the basics, the foundation of Amazon FBA, I want you to keep one thing in mind through every video that you watch, through everything that you implement, everything that we teach here. It is to have the best possible work ethic you can have. I want you to become the hardest worker that you possibly know. Think of that one person in your life that when you think of them, you think hard worker. You need to be on a whole nother level than that. That's how you're going to make a successful business. Bullet point number 2 I want to cover on this. You cannot come into this with the mindset of, I'm going to buy a product, I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to make fast money. Sure, you can make a couple $100 on a weekend doing this. But if you're looking to build a legitimate, long-term, sustainable business, you've got to be in this for the long haul. You cannot invest $50 to start with, or $500 or $5,000, no matter how much you have. You cannot invest that in the beginning and expect a very quick return on your money that you can then go blow somewhere. When you invest in product in this business, keep your business money in the business as long as possible. The biggest mistake we made in the beginning of our reselling journey, and I wish somebody would have just grabbed me by the collar, pulled me aside, and told me what to do on a better level, is the fact that we were pulling money from the business way too soon to pay for debt, to get out of, we're paying off personal credit cards, all this kind of stuff. We thought, wow, we're making some money on the side flipping stuff, so I may have made $500 in a month. So I'd be like, okay, cool, I want to pay off this credit card, which there might be $300, so I'm going to take $300 and pay off that credit card. Now I'm only left with $200 to go buy more product, to then turn back into another $500. If you're always investing the same amount of money every single month, chances are you're going to make the same amount of sales and same amount of profit every single month. You're never going to scale that way. You're never going to grow that way. That's why we had such a tough, slow growth in our own reselling business. Here's another hard lesson we had to learn real quick as business owners. Life was easy when I had a job. Don't get that confused. I'm not saying the job, your work, is easy. It could be the toughest job in the world. What was easy, what was simple was clocking in, doing that bare minimum work, and then clocking out and having time to myself after 5 p.m. and having no ambitions and no goals. That was easy. That was simple. Clock in, clock out. You get time to yourself. The second you start to get into this game, be ready for the addiction. This is called being a business owner. It's going to be on your mind 24/7. And here's the thing, not everything is going to go right. So one of my other big bullet points right now, do not quit when this gets tough. There's phases in your reselling journey. Phase 1, we love phase 1 because what happens? You get that first few products, maybe you made a few sales and you saw that flip happen. You get so fired up. You get that treasure hunter high. You want to go out and find more, whether you go to a garage sale, flip something on eBay, or you go into a store on a clearance aisle on Walmart and you find that $1 toy that you can sell for $20. It's a treasure hunter high. It's very addicting. That's phase 1 is excitement. That's all you can think about. It's on your mind 24/7. You can't wait to go find more stuff. Phase 2 starts to happen. You're building a little bit of a foundation for yourself. You're having consistent sales. You're checking your Amazon Sellers app. And then phase 2 kicks in and the grind begins. That's consistency. If you are not consistent in this business, you're going to fail. Look at anyone who has had slow sales or a failed Amazon business. I'll show you somebody that was not consistent with what works. Consistency is the game here as a business owner. Be consistent. And I'm telling you, when times get tough, because eventually you will lose the newbie high, the newbie excitement, the first couple flips, like there's no other feeling like that. So I'm telling you, when that phase is over and it becomes tough and you hit the days where you don't want to go out and source, you don't feel like doing the shipment, results don't care if you feel like it or not. Results care how consistent you're going to be. Stay consistent. One other thing to keep in mind too, in this game of reselling, in this business, you've got to become resourceful. If you go into Facebook groups and start commenting questions of, hey guys, I found this product, would you buy this? The infamous, would you buy this post? This is when you're in a store scanning with your Amazon Sellers app, you're new, you scan something and you don't know if you want to make a profit on that, if you can make a profit on it. You're looking at a product that might cost you $5, it sells for $15, and you're going to net about $3 or $4 on that. So you take a screenshot and you post it in Facebook group, say, hey guys, would you buy this? Do not do that. Why? Because you have shown that you have not done any research, which comes down to using Keepa.com. And we're going to talk about that in a later video. When you learn to become resourceful, you are going to search on Google, you're going to search on YouTube, and you're going to use the search button, the feature search inside of Facebook groups to look for a keyword. That is how you learn to do research yourself first. And if you are still stumped, then you can post a question and get a proper answer. Learn to become resourceful. That's not just in Amazon, that's in life. The more resourceful you can become, the less you have to depend on anyone else to get stuff done. And third bullet point, the last thing I want to cover as far as having the proper mindset in this thing, do not get complacent. That's another tough lesson that both my wife Trista and I have had to learn throughout our reselling journey, throughout my health and fitness journey, throughout my personal life. When you become complacent, you're literally digging your own grave. You're going to be on your deathbed very soon. And that could mean in a physical sense, that could mean in a business sense, financial, whatever you want to make of that. But if you get complacent, you've got to understand that if you stop growing as a person, you stop learning new tactics, new strategies, new things in your business, which in this case is reselling on Amazon FBA. If you get complacent and think you know everything, think you've got the right business down, think you're just going to crush it with that one model, and you get complacent, you're going to stop growing. I'm telling you that right now. Do not get comfortable, because the second you get comfortable, you stop putting in as much effort, you stop treating it like a business, and it becomes a hobby. And when you treat it like a hobby, it will pay like a hobby. If you treat this like a business, it's going to pay like a business. So now that we're on the same page with your mindset, you've got your foundation laid, so we can start diving into the actual tactics and tips on building your Amazon FBA business. That concludes lesson number 1. Thanks for tuning in. Tune into lesson number 2 coming on up.